We are less than a month away from the start of the XFL. With a new league, it means some new names as well as some old names. In this series, we will be going team by team, previewing the head coach of each team, as well as some names you may recognize either from college football or the NFL. In this episode, we will be previewing the Houston Roughnecks.
Where should I go now? 6 feet under.
Before we get into this, guys, check out my previews of the Seattle Dragons, DC Defenders, and Los Angeles Wildcats. I will link them in the upper right corner. Also, follow me on Twitter at JRO'Brien_28 and check out our podcast where we talk about the NFL, XFL, and college football on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or EmbraceTheGrind.org. June Jones will be the head coach of the Houston Roughnecks. Jones played quarterback at Portland State, where he'd be introduced to the run-and-shoot offense. The run-and-shoot offense was first developed by Glenn Ellison in the 1960s. Darryl Mouse Davis would have major success with the offense while at Portland State. The meat and potatoes of the run-and-shoot offense is a ball-controlled offense with the passing plays having a high completion percentage. Jones would adopt the philosophy and would become well known for this. Jones worked as head coach of the Atlanta Falcons from 1994 to 1996, interim coach of the San Diego Chargers in 1998, head coach of Hawai'i from 1999 to 2007, and SMU from 2008 to 2012, as well as the Hamilton Tigers of the CFL from 2017 to 2018. In his last year at Hawai'i, Davis would lead them to the Sugar Bowl. Jones would have a record of 22-36 in the NFL, 14-14 in the CFL, 112-84 in college football, as well as a 7-3 record in bowl games. Jones will have a choice of two very good quarterbacks to take the reins of his run-and-shoot offense in the XFL. The predicted starter, Phillip Walker, played at Temple University. Walker would have 10,668 yards, 74 passing touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns, and 44 interceptions, completing 56.9% of his passes in his career at Temple. Walker would have his best year his senior year, throwing for 3,295 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions, while completing 58.2% of his passes. Walker would go undrafted in the 2017 NFL Draft. He was signed by the Indianapolis Colts and would spend time on their practice squad in 2019. Walker will be competing for the starting job against former Michigan State quarterback Connor Cooke. Cooke would throw for 9,194 yards, 71 touchdowns, and 22 interceptions, and completing 57.5% of his passes in his career at Michigan State. Cooke would throw for over 3,000 yards and 24 touchdowns in both his junior and senior year. Cooke would be drafted in the 4th round of the 2016 NFL Draft by the Oakland Raiders. In the 2016 season, during the last week, Cooke would come in after Matt McGloin got hurt, who was in for an injured Derek Carr. Cooke would go 14 of 21 with 150 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Cooke would become the first ever player to have his first career start in the NFL playoffs. In that start, he would go 18 for 45, throwing for 161 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Cooke would be the 3rd string quarterback in the 2017 season before being cut by the Raiders in 2018 after they would trade for A.J. McCarron. Cooke would spend time with the Panthers and Bengals practice squads in 2018 and the Detroit Lions in 2019 for a few months. Leading the way at running back will be Andre Williams out of Boston College. During his career at Boston College, Williams would rush for 3,739 yards and 28 touchdowns on 704 attempts, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. During his senior year, Williams would finish 4th in the Heisman voting, rushing for 2,177 yards with 18 touchdowns on 355 attempts. Williams would be drafted in the 4th round of the 2014 NFL Draft by the New York Giants. Aside from the Giants, Williams would also spend time with the Los Angeles Chargers. Williams would play in 41 games, 7 of which were starts, rushing for 1,090 yards and 8 touchdowns on 332 attempts. A player who may be a big part of Jones' run-and-shoot offense is former Auburn wide receiver Sammie Coates. Coates would have 82 receptions for 1,757 yards and 13 touchdowns in college. Coates would have his best year sophomore year, having 42 receptions for 902 yards and 7 touchdowns. Coates would be selected in the 3rd round of the 2015 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coates would also spend time with the Browns, Texans, and Chiefs. Coates played in 45 games, starting 6 of them, having 29 receptions, 528 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Houston will have an experienced defensive end with Coney Ealy. Ealy went to the University of Missouri, where he would have 56 solo tackles, 40 assisted tackles, 13.5 sacks, and 1 interception. Ealy would be selected in the second round of the 2014 NFL Draft by the Carolina Panthers. From 2014 to 2017, Ealy would play in 62 games, 19 of which were starts, and have 53 solo tackles, 37 assisted tackles, 15 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 6 forced fumbles. Ealy would spend time with the Patriots, Jets, Cowboys, and Raiders. Another name on the defensive side is former Wisconsin defensive tackle Olive Songapolu, who is best known for his video of him backflipping on the beach. Houston will open their season up against the Los Angeles Wildcats on Saturday, February 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox.